Alright, welcome back. We're working on the GoPro Hero 5. We're about to put it all back together. We've cleaned up all the parts, and this is just the reassembly process, which can be frustrating, especially if you didn't take notes or take a picture as you were disassembling it, exactly how it goes back together, because there are a few little pieces. Luckily, I did all that, and I've already kind of assembled it and disassembled it a few times, so I'm pretty familiar with it. So you put that black plastic piece on there first, then this metal piece is going to slide over it, making sure that it goes under these little areas here. It's got to totally slide around that plastic clip. And then the next step is to put the button in, and there's a little indentation right here on this side, and I think I remember that it goes in that way with the indented side towards the end of the latch right there. Alright, so that goes in there, and then this thing, we did a scratch on the top of it to say that's the scratch side is up, so that should help us get that in there. It just slides up in there, and well, should just slide up in there. Oh, there it goes. And this thing's got to go around the little bump in the button, and that thing's got to line up with this screw, and these little wings need to be ahead of these two little stoppers, I guess, that metal stopper there. And then we're ready to put the tiny little screw in. Just tight enough. Maybe hold it especially so you can get a good pressure on it while you tighten it so you don't strip anything. So that's in there good. And if we put this on there and kind of just hold it with our hands, we should be able to push the button from the underside and feel a little springy effect. That's how you know you got it in there right. If not, then you got to flip that metal thing around, or at least that tiny clip with the wings on it. If that thing's the wrong way, you won't get the spring effect. So we'll put these back in there. And yeah, the latch should be smooth in operation. There's no corrosion left sticking anything. But it doesn't look great, and I wouldn't trust it to go underwater without being in an enclosure. But honestly, I wouldn't trust it to go in the water anyways after seeing this. Just seems like it's not worth it, even though they say you can go underwater with this thing. I wouldn't do it, because eventually this is what's going to happen. So the latch is good. Should close nicely now. Yep, no problems. As you can see, it is kind of messed up. This is from when I first got it, and I was trying to pry this open, and I think the screwdriver or whatever I was using that I had on hand at the time, which probably wasn't the correct tool or method, but it scraped it a good one. And it's just kind of beat up around here, but some of that is probably just from the corrosion itself. But anyway, yeah, that's the operation. It should easily open and close. So success on that one. Now we move on. We got this one to take care of. So that's this latch, and this one requires a little bit of pre-assembly before you put it back on there. So I do believe that you put this thing in there first. That's the button, and it's the same way where the notched side points to the Well, actually, I don't know, because in this case, the notch side is pointing towards the inside of the latch. But I don't know. That's how I remember it, I think. And then this thing goes. Oh, that's the wrong way. That was the wrong way. This thing actually has little guides on it that tell you that that's got a cup around this thing over here. That little. You know what? We're not really focused that great, are we? So we'll cup that around there. Should just fall into place. That looks right. And we take the tiny little screw, put it in there. Oh, stay there. I think that's good. You don't need to torque it down or anything, you know. Just need to make sure it's on there snug. And then this thing just slides in there. Yep. So that latch is finished. And then if it's done right, you should be able to slide this out a little bit, and that's how you get the clearance to stick it back in here. See, it goes in that bar there. Again, we need to focus a little better. Boy, it just does not like certain distances. That's pretty good. And that just clips right in there. Oh. And then you slide this the rest of the way, and that's in. So this one was a little bit harder to get open when I was, when I initially did this, when I got the camera. I was just trying to find out, I don't know if it's broken or not. The latches were frozen closed. I was just trying to find the charge port or whatever was in here, and I was just trying to see if there was a battery in here or not. So I may have been a little hasty and I caused a little bit of damage there. But man, it was stuck. There was no way to get this open. And now, no problem. Opens right up. This latch is a little more damaged than the other one, so it's not as super smooth to open and close, but good enough. Good enough for government work, as they say. Well, so that's a success. I will probably be using this in my videos, so that's great. I'm really lucky to have found this thing and been able to so easily get it repaired and in good working order. So that's it for this, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day.